What's going on? Doing a quick video here. I'm fixing to get out and mow my yard, my personal yard here. It's getting a little bit overgrown, especially on this side over here. But I wanted to do a quick story time about. I've talked about my worst day in lawn care, but I wanted to talk about my luckiest day in lawn care. This story could have easily been my worst day in the industry, but due to how it turned out, it's actually my luckiest day. It's kind of an old story too. This is from going back to my very first year in business officially, which was 2018. So I hadn't been in business very long. I just started my LLC a couple of weeks before this happened, and I was trying to get bid jobs, and try to get customers and everything. And I ended up picking up a job off of Nextdoor. If you know what Nextdoor is, it's a service where it's a thing where neighbors are connected and people can give recommendations and talk about crime and whatnot in their area, things of that nature. Well, I got a hit on Nextdoor, and a lady said, "Hey, I need you. I live in a condo. There's a couple areas in Farmers Branch that have condos instead of housing neighborhoods. So this particular individual, this lady lived in a condo, and she, said, "Hey, I want you to come and clean up my backyard area. It's got tall, nasty weeds and everything. It's full of grass. Hasn't been cut in probably, a couple of months, that sort of thing." So I knew, it's probably going to be, a lot of work to do. So I go over there on a Saturday morning, and she's not home. I've been talking to her on Nextdoor. She's not there, but her husband or boyfriend or something is there. Probably husband, if I remember correctly. I think it was her husband. But anyhow, so I get going. I start getting to work back there. Now, this was not too long into my business, so I did not have all the how do I say this? I didn't have insurance or any type of thing other than my LLC, and it's not really a good idea to operate without any type of business liability insurance. And in this story, I'm going to talk about why. So I was going along working in this backyard, lady's backyard, and I was trimming all these tall grass and weeds down. Well, they had, unbeknownst to me, there was a bed at one time of red lava rocks underneath this grass. Now, if you know what red lava rocks are, they're those little landscape rocks. They're probably like yay big or so. They're big enough to throw with a string trimmer, but not, and definitely big enough to break and damage something. I think y'all know where this is going, but I was going along and I did not see the lava rocks until it was too late. But I did see them, and I slowed the trimmer speed, but unfortunately it was too late. I flung a piece of this lava rock into a sliding glass door, and it, you could hear the boom, and the glass was crinkling up and everything, and I'm sitting there, I stopped, and I'm sitting there just scared shitless, because I'm like, I just broke a bloody sliding glass door. How much those cost, and they're not cheap. I mean, this isn't like a car window here. This is a sliding glass door. You're talking about, $2,000-$3,000 potentially in damage. And I haven't been working for very long. I don't have a lot of capital. I don't have a lot of income built up, and I don't have a lot of, money to go out and spend to repair this. And, because of, even if you have insurance, at this point, you don't want something like this to happen very early on. That's how you get a high, that's how you get dropped, or high coverage costs, or that sort of thing. But anyway, so I stopped the machine, and just like, oh crap, what have I just done? So the husband walks over, comes outside, and I'm telling him, oh yeah, look, this is what happened. The rocks down here, I didn't know they were here. And I'm explaining to him, expecting him to be upset. Surprisingly, he wasn't upset at all, and I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but I'm explaining to him and everything, and you say those words you never want to say. You say, let me know, what it costs, and I can pay for it. In my head, thinking, God, this is gonna bankrupt me. Before I've even got off the ground. Really, the guy, dead serious. The guy looks at the door, and he looks back at me, and he goes, homeowner's insurance will pay for it. Turns around and walks back in his house. And I'm like, huh. Okay, that's bizarre. Like, this guy didn't even seem to care. He legitimately did not care. Just gave me some, whatever, it don't matter. He basically was like, it don't make a shit, and walked off. All right. So I finished the job, got everything cleaned up real good. I made sure that, not throw any more rocks, and raked all the clippings and, got all the things bagged up and blew off. And it looked really nice when I was done. So I'm fixing to leave, and the guy comes outside with a check to pay me. And I'm going, no, you don't have to pay me, sir. I can't accept your payment. And the guy looks at me and goes, but you did the job. And I'm thinking, okay, yes, that's true, but I also broke your sliding glass door, and you basically told me not to worry about it. I can't accept payment for this. I cannot accept your payment for this job. I have to do this. This is the least I can do. So the guy said, okay, that's fine, fair enough. And he didn't seem to care. Basically, this wasn't an old man, but it also wasn't a young man. I'd say he was maybe early 40s or something, but genuinely, did not seem bothered. So I thought to myself, best case scenario with this is I just take this hit, and I don't get paid for this job. I just worked an hour and a half or 2 hours or however long it takes me. Took me, I don't remember offhand, but I just worked this time for free. Best case scenario, I never hear back from these people. And that's exactly how it turned out. I've never heard back from these people to this day. And it was a very large bullet that I dodged that day, needless to say. And It made me think about some things, and it made me, think about how I approach jobs, and also made me look at things a lot more detailed before I start, and now, I'm in a better situation now in my business. I have more capital and I have money and that sort of thing. So the more you've been working, you build up that sort of safety net. But yeah, this was it was a very bad, could have been a very bad thing. It ended up being surprisingly very positive thing, because not only did I, learn from this lesson, I had the hell scared out of me basically by this situation about, what can go wrong at a customer's yard and a customer's property. And it made me a better lawn person, a better landscape person overall. But yeah, that's a very lucky time in my life. That's probably one of, if not the luckiest experiences I've ever had in lawn care. I was lucky that didn't crater my business. So anyhow, that's my story for today. I'm about to, like I said, I'm about to grab my steel gas-powered stuff here and go ahead and cut my own personal yard here. I've been using my gas-powered trimmers and whatnot on my yard to keep them going, keep them maintained. So, all right, thank you for taking the time to watch this, and have a good day. Be safe out there, and don't break any glass.